Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Who the Hell Asked. Byron, Slade, what's happening?
Gaming. Without further ado, let's get it underway. We'll start with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with the addition of Kazuya Mishima from the Tekken series. Now, E3 was our Smash reveal.
Yep.
Characters come out. And, let me just say there's a couple of things. First and foremost, the level 9 CPU is the most terrifying force on the planet. Like, holy fucking shit. Byron, I don't know if you've seen any clips.
I've seen a few clips and some articles saying like, oh hey, this Kazuya CPU is terrifying.
Yes, it's no joke. It's doing footstool combos. It's fucking super optimized. It could kill you off a stray hit. Yeah, it's terrifying to say the least. It's probably the best Kazuya player in the world right now. And it's a CPU. So.
Oh, that's funny. Someone should enter a tournament as just a CPU.
I could be wrong. I think it happened, and I think it went like 4-2 or something.
Oh wow! If it actually, that's hilarious if that happened.
Meaning it claimed 4 sets.
Wow.
Yeah, shit's pretty wild. The thing is broken. I had to look that up, but I could have swore I saw some local scene do it. So Kazuya is pretty fucking nuts. We also get to talk a little bit about what else came with Kazuya. I think the most tragic thing was that Mii Costume wave.
Yeah, but before we get that, I did hear he plays exactly like a Tekken character.
Yeah, so there's no hit stun modifier when he hits another character, so it's just like Tekken. So when you hit something in Smash, they tend to stay stunned in place for a bit before getting launched.
Yeah.
It's to kind of give the player, a chance to react, recover, all that.
Yep.
Kazuya does not have that built into his kit. So when you hit somebody, they're immediately flying. It also means that his moves can't be SDI and stuff like that on react. I think the only thing you can really SDI out of is probably his 10-hit combo. But outside of that, Kazuya is pretty nuts. I think he's going to be a really good character. He has a lot of true zero-to-death combos as well as zero-to-death strings.
Damn.
So, yeah, character's terror. He's just absolutely terrifying. The CPU is a large indicator of that.
Yeah, so one thing we always, well, at least some people like to know, the songs. Songs. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of songs.
There's 39 of them. They picked amongst some of the best in the Tekken series, honestly. They're doing a really good job with like third-party music tracks when it comes to like the DLC packs. Kazuya is definitely not. No, even Square did a good enough job. Yeah, it was only 9 songs, but like it was still a good amount of songs. Like they were still good songs, right?
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, there's a lot of songs, and there are, I believe, 8 new arrangements.
Yes,
which is cool.
So that doesn't surprise me because they have Bandai Namco. They're the developers for Smash Ultimate. So
yeah, so
I think Sakurai didn't have to look far for this. So
let's go down Death Alley really quick.
We gotta talk about that Mii Costume wave.
So there are 4 Mii costumes. First, we have Dragonborn from Skyrim. Okay.
Well, why it makes sense. I think Skyrim was one of the Switch's launch titles overall. Yeah. And I think it's pretty successful on Switch. I don't have numbers or anything in front of me. But kind of makes sense. Playing Skyrim portably was the biggest selling argument for the Switch.
Oh, absolutely.
During its launch window.
Well, that and Breath of the Wild.
And Breath of the Wild, of course. So it makes sense. Dragonborn, especially because Nintendo has this amazing relationship with both Bethesda and Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I probably saw a little too much in because I, predicted Master Chief and all that.
Like I was just like, it's ending soon. You were just like, no, it's fucking continuing.
I still think it's continuing because I think for Microsoft, they view Nintendo or the Switch as a partner platform rather than a competitor. And because of that, I feel like we'll continue to see some content. I'm not saying we're going to see like Halo or anything like that anymore. I think I've come off the pedestal a little bit, kind of took it a moment to reassess.
Yeah.
But any small platformers off like Microsoft games, like something like that aren't like their fucking hardcore like first party exclusives or whatever.
Yeah, and
I think we could definitely see some of those.
Yeah, and something with this and our next character, Mii costume. It said, Smash Cross. In this case, Dragonborn, not Smash Cross Skyrim.
Yeah, that's just a byproduct of
the ESRB.
SRB. Yeah. I think honestly, it's really dumb that they have to even go as far as to censor a game's title just because the game's like rated M or something.
Yeah, and speaking of rated M games, R.I.P. Dante and Smash.
Yep, Devil May Cry confirmed for Smash.
Yep.
So I don't think this is terribly surprising. I think we've seen a fair bit of Capcom characters kind of get the axe one by one. And I figured since Capcom had the most out of any third party in the base game, they were probably going to be one of the least likely for DLC.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's too soon to rule out Capcom entirely, if only because we were ruling out Tekken due to the Heihachi Mii costume, and then Kazuya ends up being a Smash character. So
that's fair. Also, this looks like a Devil May Cry 5 Dante.
Well, it looks like DMC 1 Dante, which, to be fair, Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 5, I think, all wear the same outfit, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and that's the sword swinging sound effects were definitely from the original Devil May Cry. So it was definitely a pretty daunting blow.
Yeah.
And he's not the only fan favorite that got deconfirmed.
No.
A personal favorite of mine from the Tales of series, Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia also got the Mii costume treatment.
As soon as I saw this, I'm like, ooh, Slade, ooh, no.
Well, I expected it as soon as Kazuya Mishima was our character reveal at E3, because he's a Namco Bandai character. It just wasn't going to happen at the point where once Kazuya was revealed at E3, Lloyd was already, like, okay, this is where the Lloyd Mii costume is going to show up. Yep. So it wasn't a surprise, but I still am a little disappointed. But honestly, I think it's really cool that Tekken got a rep. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm disappointed, but I also think it's really it's bittersweet.
Yeah, and I believe this is the last regular, I think, base game Smash 4 Mii costume. Yes.
So finally, everyone is here. All Mii costumes are here.
Yeah.
So
all
every Mii costume from Smash 4 has returned. Yep. And then I know there's a lot of speculation Namco wasn't even going to get a character in this pass, because every single, with the exception of the last pass with all the Capcom characters, every single other character revealed in this Fighters Pass had a Namco character attached to it.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. And I guess Lloyd's probably going to round that up.
Yep.
So, really interesting how that turned out. And lastly, we got our next, quote, deluxe Mii costume.
Yeah.
And it's Shantae.
Yep.
Comes with her own music track, too.
Yep.
So, that's obviously going to disappoint a lot of people. I feel like this Mii costume wave in particular really went for the throat.
Yeah, it went for the jug. Nintendo went for the jugular with Dante, the triple combo of Dante, Lloyd Irving, and Shantae. What a triple threat throat punch.
Oh yeah, it was definitely pretty brutal overall looking at this, and I'm just like, dang. A lot of fan favorite characters that just got the axe. And Sakurai did make a point to mention that these were characters that people wanted to be playable in the game. Yep. And I feel like because they're not doing another Fighters Pass, this was just kind of like, here, this is the best we can give you.
Yep.
We apologize, but at least they're representing the game in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
Honestly, I kind of wish retroactively they could add music for some of these Mii costumes.
Same.
So you could get a Devil May Cry track in the game or a Tales of track in the game. Go to previous ones, you get the Beware the Forest Runes with Genos. Like you can do all sorts of things with like the costumes if you had music tracks, all of them. But
yeah,
I understand that music's like licensing hell or whatever.
yeah.
So
It seems like the indies. I think sans maybe Cuphead. Did Cuphead get a track?
Yes, Cuphead got a track. It's a Floral Fury.
Okay. That was the only like indie Mii costume I wasn't sure got a music track. But yeah, it seems like the indies
all of them, all the
get
indie
the
ones
track.
got track. I think the only quote unquote deluxe Mii costume to not get a soundtrack was Vault Boy from Fallout.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people. Yeah. To be fair, Fallout's not exactly known for its music though. So
yeah. And, one last thing, amiibo coming in 2022.
Yeah, so that was pretty surprising to me that I figured that was going to be available later this year. I know the chip shortage probably has something to do with it. But overall, with the amendment of amiibo, I wonder, that means Steve is coming up pretty soon. And so Sephiroth. I can't wait to see the amiibo of those two characters.
Oh my god. How are they going to do a Minecraft?
I imagine it's probably going to be like those 16-bit Link or Mario amiibos.
That'd be bizarre looking. But that's how they put fucking Minecraft Steve in there. And then Sephiroth will have his big fuck off sword.
He'll probably like have it where like he holds it behind his back like he kind of does in Smash, which I think it's still really interesting that that's how they kind of made that work out in game.
Yep.
Otherwise, his sword would be like fucking clipping through everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do you think overall of the presentation?
The presentation was really good, and despite the fact that the Mii costume wave was definitely out for the jugular, they claimed a lot of souls. I think it's good that at least these characters got some form of representation at all. As I said, Smash Ultimate's truly ultimate, where like more than 80 characters, we're almost to 90. I don't think we'll make it to 90 because this is the last pass, but overall, just fantastic. I think Kazuya is probably going to get some nerfs, but who knows? We'll see. We have no idea what the balance team has planned.
And one last character. That's all we have left.
The best part is nobody has any fucking clue who it could be. It could be first party. They could end it off on a bang. Nobody knows.
And all the Mii costumes will be new. And even more characters will get the throat punch.
I don't know if they're going to have any more fan favorite Mii costumes. I think they're just going to be third party Mii costumes affiliated with whatever company they get them from. Because I feel like this one in particular was the one where they're like, okay, let's get all the fan favorite ones that we couldn't get into the game out of the way. Because outside of maybe like Doom Guy or Master Chief, I don't think there's a whole lot of like the fan favorite characters that are left that they haven't either made a character or already Mii costumed. So
you never know. Alrighty, so we got some other news. Windows. We have a new version of Windows upon us, Slade. It's been years since we've had a new Windows.
Windows 11. So it looks like they tried to make the interface a lot more user-friendly. I'm not a fan of that you can't affix the taskbar to the left or right. I think it's affixed to the center of the screen. You can't move it.
Like old Mac OS.
Yeah. It definitely feels very Apple inspired. I guess you could say they're ripping off Apple, but fuck whatever.
Yep.
That's happening pretty soon. I think it has like Game Pass integrated into it.
Yep.
So like
Game Pass is gonna be integrated. There is a new chat app powered by Microsoft Teams, and I want to point out something funny. I watched a little bit of the presentation, and they were mentioning like chat apps, and they mentioned Microsoft Teams, Skype, Zoom.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure Microsoft owns.
Yeah, but they mentioned Zoom. But they didn't mention Discord.
Well, obviously, it's owned by their competitor. They're not going to
partnership with Sony. But yeah, I found that hilariously petty that they just didn't mention Discord.
I mean, I think that's pretty par for the course. I think when something's directly affiliated with your competitor, you're not trying to bring attention to it.
Yeah. So, the Microsoft Store is getting a redesign, and for most apps that apparently aren't games seems to be the only exception. If you use your own payment method, not the Microsoft Store payment method, if you have your own payment method, 0% cut for Microsoft.
Yeah, I saw that. I think that's going to be, for video games in particular, I think that's really good because that allows these developers to develop games for the platform and whatnot and make, a large profit without having to pay like some ridiculous fucking, share of it. Like, we shit on and we dunk on the Epic Game Store quite a bit, but I will say the Epic Game Store, at the very least, in terms of like it's how much they profit off games versus developers and whatnot, they're very developer friendly.
Yeah, and Android apps are coming to your PC via the Amazon App Store.
Yeah, it seems like their goal is to make apps that are available on mobile device also available on PC and vice versa.
Yep.
They're trying to do something where like all of the apps are just universal in general.
Yeah, which good luck with that. You will need an Amazon account to access the Amazon App Store. But however, I think nearly everyone and their grandma has an Amazon account.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty apt to say.
So Windows updates are going to be 40% smaller. Praise fucking be.
Yeah, aren't they like compressing it into like a unzippable file that they just have you unzip to do the update or something?
I think so, but I'm like, yo, Microsoft finally got that Nintendo fucking compression magic.
They must have, like, shit.
Internet Explorer is dead. Internet Explorer is dead with Windows 11.
It looks like they're gonna be investing in pepperonis because it seems Edge is the new Internet Explorer. I did notice that some people who were reviewing it also commented that even if you set a different default browser, whenever you try to look up anything on like one of Microsoft programs, it'll always use Edge.
Yeah.
And people said that was a little bit of a concern, but
right now we are in the preview build. So if you are a Windows 11, if you are a Windows Insider, you get access to the preview build next week, which technically is this week.
Yeah. Overall, seems pretty neat. As I said, they just need to make some more quality of life changes, and then I could see myself upgrading from Windows 10 eventually, maybe.
Yeah. So it is planned to release in the public in the fall. So we're probably a couple months away from Windows 11. Yeah. The general release aim is in October, while new devices will ship with Windows 11 this holiday season. Existing machines will have to wait, since this will be a staggered release that could take over several months. And finally, Microsoft is apparently moving to a once-a-year upgrade process. This means unlike Windows 10, Windows 11 will only get a new feature update once every year in the second half of the year. The operating system will receive regular monthly updates focusing on quality improvements.
Yeah, so you'll still see stability updates every month. You don't need to worry; those aren't going away.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm not gonna upgrade to Windows 11 immediately. Oh yeah, and it is a free upgrade, so keep that in mind. It's free. So, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Windows 11 works like in the wild. And yeah, that was Windows. That was Windows. We got some Sony. We got some Sony stuff.
Yeah, so Sony appears to be making some moves. They acquired 2 studios in general. Housemarque, who are most well known for the recent release of Returnal.
Yeah. So
Nixxes, who they previously worked on some of the Tomb Raider games, the more recent Tomb Raider games, as well as. Well, let me get this pulled up because I swear I just had it up a minute ago.
Yeah, they also helped out with
Legacy of Kain, right?
Yeah, Legacy of Kain, Hitman Absolution.
Yeah, but the main thing seem to put their stamp on is porting games to PC.
Yes.
So what does this mean for Sony? Well, we already know Sony's kind of dipped their toes in the PC market a bit. They have things like Horizon Zero Dawn available on Steam, and I know they have, plans for Uncharted 4 and some other games. Byron, what else do they already have on PC?
Days Gone. That's about it. They only have 3 games on PC, but with this purchase of Nixxes, it's looking like they're going to push even more towards getting their games optimized for PC.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to put like their, front and center, like first party games. Like you're not going to see God of War on PC or anything like that.
Not
I think you're
day.
going to see a lot of their previous first party hard hitters. So maybe you see like older games like Little Big Planet and stuff like that. Who knows if Byron and I are lucky, someday they'll put the Sly Cooper games on PC or like some shit like that.
Yeah, or maybe Ape Escape when digs out it. But yeah, Sony will definitely not be bringing like their PS5 hits to PC like day and date.
Oh yeah, because they want people to buy their PS5 and they need exclusives for that. So
yeah, but this definitely like further emphasizes like Sony's gonna push farther for PC. Hence the Nixxes acquisition. Or I'm gonna say the studio name probably wrong 18 times this episode.
Oh, same, absolute same. And the acquisition of Housemarque makes a lot of sense. I think they were developing exclusively for PlayStation for the most part anyway.
Yeah. They were one of those studios, as we talked about a little bit before we got started with the episode. They're a studio that creates cult classics.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like major games, but Returnal was like the thing I think everybody knows, or a lot of people know them for at this point.
Absolutely, because I think they're the first to put a third-person shooter into a roguelike genre and kind of combine the two stylistic ideas.
Which you wouldn't think would work. But from what I've heard, it does.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, Sony making some moves for acquisition. Just kind of another thing where the leading console studios outside of Nintendo are just making more acquisitions to bolster their forces. We really haven't heard too much of that out of Nintendo, honestly. And you kind of wonder, what is their game plan for when Sony and Microsoft own nearly everything else?
Nintendo don't acquire studios very often. They build their own studio.
That is true.
Because they have like fucking like 8 or 10 different in-house development teams. So like,
yeah. So overall, that's what we got for PlayStation. One more bit of news that I caught earlier in the week. Metro News site has reported that the Elder Scrolls 6 game is currently still in the design phase, meaning it hasn't even entered in development or full production yet. A lot of people are concerned because they showed this off, 2 years ago now? Last year?
Yeah, a
couple years ago, and they haven't really gone anywhere. Todd Howard kind of did a reveal on Game Central as well that they haven't really done anything with the game yet. And for a lot of people, it's pretty concerning because, they announced the game like a year or 2 years ago, and it just hasn't really gone anywhere. But to be fair, Bethesda Games has always been a studio that's always been one game at a time.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just not Elder Scrolls 6's turn yet.
Yeah, because they have coming out next year.
Yeah. But I also know that this is a bit contradictory because I think he made a statement in 2018 that said that they were entering into a pre-production phase. But who really knows? Either way, this probably means that we're not seeing Elder Scrolls 6 at minimum for another 3 to 4 years. So
yeah, makes sense.
Take that as you will. Pretty unfortunate news for fans of the series, but overall, we've all seen what happens to rushed games. So let's hope that this doesn't meet that same fate.
Yep.
Overall.
Well, hope you all enjoyed this episode, and hope you all have a good day. and a good night and goodbye from Byron.
And Slade from Who the Hell Last. That's it, everybody. We will see you next time.